this track might not have any power to it, so let's just see. Yeah, it doesn't have any power, but it went across the switch. Okay. Can't wait till I have DCC myself here. The whole world has it, but I don't. Okay. There's that. The main problem I would really probably have if there was anything wrong with the switch is if it was when you're coming backwards like this, because it would catch on the frog. So let's just run it around a few times, see what happens. And then I'm going to paint up these ties real quick to make them blend in. I'm going to look for the tub for mixing. Put a spot of brown in. This hasn't been open in a long time, so it's probably going to be very thick. So on the other side, I'll just put a drop of that. Yeah, sure is. And then my next spot of Windex. So I don't want it too black or too brown. Just about the right color here. Let's try it on a piece. That's pretty good. Looks like creosote brown to me. Let's start with one of the ties I put in here. Just see how that detail finishes this up. I've been going around and putting in the ties that I need that were taken out for soldering purposes and etc. I don't want to get any paint near that frog. Switch points, I should say. So I'm just going to carefully put them in. And then wipe it with some a paper towel or something. Got a little piece of paper here. Good enough. Yeah, just kind of get it out of there. This is just a heavier piece of paper. It's like a paper towel, but it's thicker than a paper towel, but it's thinner, or it's not as thin as regular paper. See, now I closed the switch and just ran it through there, opened it up, closed it, and I'll get any of the wet paint out of there without. There, that should work good. I'm just going to leave it halfway open for now while it's drying. And then I'll go back over this with a real fine brush to get back in there. This is going to take a few times, so I use super glue on this to get down in there. I want to get a little more Windex to spread the paint down through there good. See, as you can see, it's kind of laying on top, but the second coat will get in there. I'm saying the second coat after this coat dries, it'll have something to stick to. Okay, where did I see another one that time? Down here. Just kind of knock the brightness off a little bit. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with that switch. So now I got to do the other one like that. Okay, so what I do here with my track is I have some balsa wood pieces and I sand them down so they fit under the track where I was missing some ties, like this section of track. I'm looking to see in my camera if I can see it. This section of track was a piece of used flex track, and every one I got it used, and when the person, whoever it was, took up the track, just ripped it up. So where every nail hole was, the tie was broken. So I'm replacing them with these ties here that I make, and they don't have to be perfect because this is a siding track, and I'm just going to paint it up without even gluing it in there, because if it moves around, it's just going to make it look natural. So I'll have to clean this track after. See, now after a couple different coats, that blends in pretty good. And that's just my transition of coming from the cork down to the flat, which is just simulating the siding tracks, which are lower to the ground because they've sunk in after the years, and they don't go around and reballast those tracks like the main lines, because they usually have a drainage ditch on the side, which these will, and it's going to have a little building over here. And right now with this extra paint, I'm just going to go around, I'm just going to paint the pads a little bit, because I didn't want to do that before. And I'm staying away from the ground throws, because paint and glue don't mix with ground throw. It seeps into the mechanisms and causes problems. So that's about what I'm going to do here. Even on the ends, because that end moves back and forth. So whenever you're painting anything, if you're not sure if something moves, stay away from it, and then you'll be better off in the long run. Okay, so that's going to work fine. Okay, these other ones, same thing. Pads are all glued in place now, because they're right where I want them to be. And then I also, where I'm going to be putting buildings, where the buildings will be, they'll also be on a cork pad or some type of pad that raises them up to the height of the track. But I just like to kill the blue with any color, and then I'll go back over it, because there's going to be a lot of different shades on here when it's done, so it doesn't matter what shade I'm using right now. This is just first coat coverage. And I need to put these visors on, because I just can't see close anymore. This will work a lot better. Yeah. That way I'll know I'll keep my brush away visit my sister yesterday. First time I got to see her since last August, and we had a great day. Get my daughter at 5 today. Can't wait. Gonna let her open 2 of her Christmas presents. I'm not sure when my sister's coming over. I gotta call her because my daughter's been a little sick, so I want to make sure she's not too sick. Okay, let's see. Yep, she's working. Now I'm just gonna go back in here with some brown and mix it all together. I started just painting the track with the extra paint left over from the doing the ground throws, and I'm just trying to knock the shine down from the nickel plate on the inside of the rail, and then I'll clean the top of the rails off after. I started with this siding, and then I worked my way over to this section of the inner oval. And it's just this mix of black and brown. And you can see I still have to go over it, but if you notice the track on the right, how shiny it is, that's all I'm trying to do is knock down the shine. And that's going to end this segment because my battery's dead. And the next segment I'm going to be doing is adding the other turnouts and the rest of the ground throws. Thank you.